Hi, I'm Gina.
My name is Eric.
And we did with Dr. Rosencrantz a frozen embryo transfer. We were trying to get pregnant for 7 years to the point when we finally became pregnant with Dr. Rosencrantz. Treatment involved several IVF cycles and one prior failed transfer of a frozen embryo, 2 frozen embryos. We initially met Dr. Rosencrantz at another fertility clinic, as well as me being a Kaiser patient, I was able to connect with him there as well. By the time we were meeting Dr. Rosencrantz again to do this last embryo transfer that resulted in our son, we had already been doing hormone therapy for not only myself, but for Eric as well. And we only had 1 embryo left, and we had kind of lost a lot of hope and feeling like we were going to get pregnant. And there were a lot of obstacles. Me personally, I had some medical issues that it was hard to determine what was going on. For there was, what did we call it? The ERA. The timing was off. So Dr. Rosencrantz was open to testing for that. And I also had some other medical issues where my uterus wasn't conducive to holding an embryo. And he was really open to me seeking other treatments for that. And he encouraged Eric to receive hormone therapy for his issue as well. And I just enjoyed the fact that he didn't really put anything down. Everything was on the table for us to discuss and possibly explore. And he's the first doctor that kind of determined for us that my receptivity window was actually really, really off. And I think that was a key component as to why we finally got pregnant.
And also that I had to go through surgery.
And he had to go through two surgeries and months of injections. But Dr. Rosencrantz was really instrumental in getting that for us. So we went from one fertility clinic where Dr. Rosencrantz was initially working at, very cookie cutter. This is your issue. This is what we're going to do. Come in these dates. And then if you don't fit that mold, we're sorry, kind of a situation. As to where coming to his fertility clinic, we were given a very tailored program. And although we were coming in at another stage of our journey with him, it was the most important stage where we were concerned. And he really helped us get to that point without making us feel like we were overthinking things, or he was just very supportive. So that's our journey right now. Well, for me, the first thing is I really liked the electronic platform that the center had for obtaining lab results and things like that. And through that, I don't know if it's still something that the center uses, but I was able to get my calendars on there. I was able to directly message Cindy, she was the coordinator. I was able to directly look at all of my, my medications, my schedule. That was a standout for me. Another standout was that he did offer holistic types of treatments, which I at the time was unable to try, but I was encouraged because he let me do what I needed to do to get ready. He had acupuncture, a nutritionist. Another thing that really stood out is he was just very, very tailored. He would call us personally to tell us results. If something was going on with me during my pregnancy, the early stage, I actually had a bleeding situation. He would call and check up on us. So that was another standout. What else?
Yeah, no, just that he was genuinely concerned and he wanted us to succeed in this. So I saw that right away. And then just mainly the fact that, he didn't treat us like a number, that, that we were actually a couple, that we wanted to get pregnant, we wanted to be parents.
Yeah, I have to mention that also, this is like really random, but he has incredibly gentle hands, and no one's really going to understand that unless they've been through the fertility journey, that it means everything. He's had to do pretty invasive procedures on me, including, scraping and cervical blocks and things like that. He's the only doctor, and I've had many procedures done. He didn't hurt. Like, I don't know what it was, but it just doesn't hurt when he's doing what he needs to do. And that's really important for someone who doesn't have like a really good pain tolerance or is anxious about a procedure. He was just very gentle. I would recommend, don't ever feel afraid to ask a question. And even if Dr. Rosencrantz doesn't have the answer, he will work with you to figure out what we can do to make it work. I had a very special situation about my uterus, and he didn't even know, and he reached out to his colleagues, which I loved. But he was open and game to trying what we wanted to do. And we liked that we could ask him questions and that he didn't just immediately shut it down. I've had many experiences where, because I'm not the expert and I'm just coming with questions, the RA will just kind of like put it down in a way. But he always allowed us to explore that option. So I would just encourage to always have that open dialogue and conversation with Dr. Rosencrantz, and then just be fluid and know that it's really as much control as we can put into it. You have to also kind of let it go. We have a 11-month-old. He's sleeping right now with grandma and grandpa, and he's full of energy, and he's more than enough for us. Although our IVF journey is over, we do plan to hopefully adopt one day. But right now we're just enjoying our little guy, and he's going through some medical issues that are completely unrelated to IVF. It's just a random thing that happens, and it's quite rare, but he's in good hands. And we're anticipating that he's going to need a little bit of recovery with that for the time being. But as far as our journey, we're just enjoying him, and we're enjoying being a family. It's something we've dreamed about forever.
We could never imagine that this would have happened. In fact, during this last transfer that was successful, we had already been making plans about just traveling, because we felt like it wasn't going to work. We just thought
it never has. Why would it work now?
We kept on hearing negative news over and over, and we just thought, okay, this is our last transfer. Let's just get it over with, and let's just get told that it didn't work. But to hear the words from Dr. Rosencrantz, you're pregnant, and that it worked, it was the most amazing thing to hear.
Yeah. And as weird as it sounds, our journey also includes recovery. 7 years is a long time to go through something like this. And it was such nobody really prepared us for what it's going to be like after. You work so hard trying to get one place to have a baby. And then when you finally do, the trauma of all that time getting there is also something that you need to process. So our journey also includes healing, because it was an emotional, physical, financial investment, and it was a gamble, and it was all these things. But if we ever had to do it again, the only person we would ever go is with Dr. Rosencrantz. I'll let you say.
just Dr. Rosencrantz and the team, just thank you so much for all that you did for us. You know, we had our doubts and we had our disbelief because of what happened in the past with us, but you know, you helped us to move forward. You were positive throughout the entire process, and you were very patient with us. So we thank you for that, and we appreciate all that you did. And we hope that we can still maybe reach out to you in the future if we're in need of anything. And pretty much sums it up.
Yeah, and we wish you all the best of luck. And Cindy, I just want to shout out if you're still there. It's been, you were just a joy to be around, and you made every visit not so scary. So I appreciate everything that you guys did, and we just wish the best of luck to everyone.